Hello, welcome back. In this video, I just wanted to run through how you can create a AI assistant voicemail. So instead of your phone going to voicemail, you can have an AI assistant set up that answers the phone, answers any questions, and then can either call functions to send notifications and links or book appointments, basically to ensure you're not losing any leads when you miss calls. So for this, we're going to be using a platform called Vappy, and you can get started on this for free. Then you're going to come down to assistants. Now, if we go to create assistant, you can come down here and choose from one of the templates. But for this demo, I'm just going to go blank and create assistant. Then up here, you can see all sorts of features and settings. We're just going to focus on model and tools. So down here, you can choose your model. I usually go with OpenAI 4.0 Mini or 4.0 if you want something a little bit smarter, but the 4.0 Mini seems to do a pretty good job. Additionally, if you'd like to add any other things, you can come down to integrations, and you have all sorts of different things in here: OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, etc., etc. And then there's also some other integrations like with Make.com, Google Calendar, and a few other bits and bobs, but we won't get back into that. So I'll come back to here, and then you want to go first message, and I'm just going to say something like, "Hi, this is Mitchell's Plumbing's AI assistant. I handle all missed calls. Is there anything I can help you with?" Do that, and then with your system prompts, so like I was saying before, they do have their own template in the example one they've already got set up here, but I'll just show you guys how I like to structure mine. So I like to give it a role, profile, audience, guidelines, and functions. So this will vary a little bit. So role is basically, what is it doing? Role/task. You are a plumbing assistant. Profile, this is where I'll put any business details in. So with profile and audience, think of it like, profile is what perspective is it speaking from. Audience is to whom is it speaking. So profile might be, you are so-and-so's plumbing business, you are located at these locations and service this, you specialize in A, B, and C. Audience is, you are speaking to people who are looking for plumbing services. They have called the plumbing business but were unable to get through, so now you are the AI assistant that has picked up the phone. You mainly want them to be profile and audience, but can always add a little more context into there as well. Then I make guidelines, basically a list of objective things just to kind of trim the fat. So in here I might say things like, let's go, alright, so here's some example guidelines that I like to use quite often. Only speak in first person using we and our when referring to company XYZ. Respond, let's go with short conversational style whenever possible, ideally 1 to 3 sentences. Do not engage in rude behavior. If the conversation goes off topic, steer it back on track. Those are just a few examples. And then with functions, I'll come back to these in a little bit, but there's a particular way I kind of like to structure these, and that is I do my own little things for each one. I'll go title, purpose, when to use, how to use. And I'll have this little format for each function just to give it maximum context, because giving it, the name, purpose, what it does or how to use it, or as I have here, when to use it and how to use it. So then this might be, how to use might be points as well. So it might be capture info, send info, or maybe confirm info. Let's just say it's a notification or email sending thing. So capture information, confirm information, send information, just as a quick little example. But I'll come back to that in a little bit. Now let's just give this a little save or publish. Talk to assistant.
Hi, this is Mitchell's Plumbing's AI assistant. I handle all missed calls. Is there anything I can help you with?
So a little bit of a boring voice, I'm not going to lie, for that first one. But you can also integrate 11 Labs and things like that. So I don't have any information in this at the moment, and sometimes I'll put information down in here as information resources or something like that. But if I'm going to be having a bunch of functions, I don't like to overload this with too much stuff. So that's where you can come down and you can add your own files. So generally I would add a bunch of questions and answers in here, and potentially even have some basic business information in here, like addresses or number or emails, etc. But let's pop over the tools and I'll show you how these functions work, or what you can do here. So to add tools, you can come down here and go select tools. I don't have any made at the moment, so you can go create new tool here, or you can just come over to the side here and click tools and it goes to the same page. Then you'll click on create tool and you'll see you have all these different options here. So you got a send text tool, and what I tend to do is for booking things, because sometimes booking with the phones can be a little bit messy, especially when you have, say, the AI chat reading out different dates, being like, oh, we have availabilities Thursday at 2 p.m. and Thursday at 3 p.m. and Friday at 5 p.m. And it gets into this repetitive sort of, or long-winded conversations where, the user might be like, oh, I want to know what's on Tuesday or Wednesday next week, not Thursday or Friday. And then, so what I'll do is I'll send them like a calendar booking link through a text, and I'd get the agent to go, oh, you're interested in booking, would you like me to send you a booking link? And then they can go in and they can see all the available dates, and they can just go, oh, I want that one, and then fill in any little details. And it kind of just removes that messiness of the chatbot just reading out all these dates that don't align with anything they really want. So there's that there. Another tool, you got calendars, transfer call, API request. I'll come back to that in a second. Like I was saying before, you can come down to integrations and integrate make.com. I've kind of changed my preference to N8N. So you can add N8N, or you can add Zapier, etc., etc. And here you can name your tool, description, and you can see in this description for this tool what this API tool does and when should it be used. This is basically the same as my little function description, so I'll just do the same function thing in here and give it the same name here, and then URL, whatever sort of request you want. So if I came over to N8N here and went webhook, let's just get this test URL, put it in there, save, or actually maybe I'll just do a little test first. Test, got nothing in there at the moment. Unable to connect to the server. This could be due to, let's just give this, maybe I need to save it. Yep, so just had to save that there, even though you'd obviously be sending some information. Then, of course, to send information can come down to request body, add a property. What do you want to say? What's the default value? Description, add a value, etc., etc. Now, to connect a phone number or create a phone number, you're going to come over to phone numbers and create, and you'll have to get a Zapier number, which will be US, or I think they also do Canadian. Don't worry if you're outside of there, you're just using this as a number that you can divert calls from. So you can either import one from Twilio or one of these other services, or create one. Then you're going to want to go over to Google and look up how to set up call forwarding for whatever type of phone or service you have. And it should be noted that there will be the odd sort of phone service that won't allow call forwarding, but most of them will. So just make sure you do a little bit of research. Set up call forwarding for iPhone, So when you have your Zapier number, you're going to put it into your call forwarding section of your phone, and you will be good to go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, help us out a little bit, hit that like button. If you want me to go a bit more in depth with this kind of platform and all the different things you can set up and do, let me know, but I just wanted to make this a little bit of a follow-up video to my last one that talked about creating an AI system for home services businesses. But with that said, I'll see you guys next time.